What's up, guys? Moffman here, and today to react to why Gen Z can't find jobs. The videos by Birdie. Make sure to check them out.
So I feel like right now, more than ever, I realize that I gotta make this YouTube thing work. I don't even have a choice anymore. Because in the year of 2026, it seems like people cannot get a job right out of college. Not even people who graduated from the top universities in the country with a 4.0 GPA, and you have tons of internship experience. Nah, it doesn't even matter. Some people may not have difficulty finding jobs, but it seems like nowadays, an alarming amount of people are having difficulty finding a job.
I want to say that you can find jobs, but the problem is they're not going to be good paying jobs. they're not. They're not going to be good paying jobs. I'll tell you that right now.
And it's making people think, well, damn, what is the point of paying thousands of dollars for a degree if I can't even get a job with it? Because after all, a lot of people did tell us growing up that if we went to college and got a degree that we were like guaranteed success. In which obviously after seeing what's been going on, that's definitely not the case. Although a college degree even puts you in the category to be qualified, it doesn't guarantee anything. I don't want to sit here and act like it's the worst it's ever been right now, because obviously we've had worse points, like the 2008 recession. But it's still pretty bad to the point where I'm seeing a ton of news articles on how recent college graduates are struggling to even find a job out of college. You could have spent 4 to 5 years in college working your ass off on Python, stressing out so much that your hair just starts falling out and you start getting wrinkles. Like your
Sometimes I regret not going to college, but then when I look at the amount of debt people are in now and they can't find a job, I'm starting to think okay, well, maybe it wasn't such a bad thing not to go to college. At least not right now. I think at some point, maybe my late 30s, 40s, I might think about going to college, but I don't know. Right now, it's just not in my. It's not in my. How do you say plan? I guess. It's in my future, but it might be in my future, but I don't know. It's not in my right now. If that makes sense.
Starts to get the Waterloo University effect, just for employers to not even care of the turmoil that you went through. Like, I cannot even imagine how mad I would be. And there's a bunch of old geezers talking about, oh, Gen Z, they're just lazy and they don't want to work. Like, okay, sure, some people in Gen Z might be lazy. There's people that are lazy in every generation. But bro, that is just not the case. I don't know what these geezers are on about. Like, we get it, dude. You paid $3,000 for tuition and you got a job right out of college and then worked there your whole life. You don't have to rub it in, dude. So that brings me to this question. Why is it so much harder now? Well, it all starts with the application process, and it is a lot more complicated than it has ever been. And when people apply for jobs, they typically go on sites like LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, or Indeed. They'll fill in all their information and send out the application, and they'll wait, and nothing. At this point, you don't even think McDonald's wants your ass. You just think you're cooked and it's over. You worked so hard throughout college and you did so many internships just to get nothing in return. And I just feel terrible for the people that are going through this. It doesn't matter if you did 10 internships and you have like 5 master's degrees, they still don't want your ass. And despite you having the qualifications they asked for, they might tell you that they're still looking for more experience.
Speaking of feeling terrible, I feel terrible for keep pausing this, but I just gotta speak on a lot of this stuff. So, what really gets on my nerves is when a job is posting on one of these sites saying, "Oh my gosh, there's hold on, let me pause on different." My head and my headphones and maybe my chair are the only thing y'all can see right now.
Like in this.
Okay, that's better. But what really gets on my nerves is when these websites put on their, they post a job saying, oh, this place is urgently hiring. You put an application in, call up there, and then you still never hear anything back. It's like, are you urgently hiring or not? Like, and that's the thing. I do more than just put my application in. Like, when I'm looking for a job, I put the application in, bother the hell out of them calling, and then, if possible, I even go up there and still hear nothing. It's wild, bro.
day and age, you may even have trouble finding your first job because a supermarket might not want your ass if you never had a job. Like, what kind of bullshit is this? Like, how are you even supposed to get your first job anymore? Like, when I got my first job, it seemed like the place that I got hired from, they were looking for anybody with a pulse. But nowadays, people are even struggling to find jobs in positions like retail and fast food, where you definitely should not be shunned for having no job experience. Like, what else could they possibly want you to do? But what if you put up a ton of shots? Because everybody does say you miss every shot you don't take. So why not fill out a ton of applications and just see what happens and just see what the stats are going to be? I found this video on TikTok where this dude had to apply to 1,600 jobs before he found his current job. So you really got to put in the work and put in all those applications before you actually find a job. Like, at this point, man, it might just be a numbers game. Like, you're just throwing fucking shots out there for however many positions that you qualify for. Now, unfortunately, after you graduate, now you got this huge side mission you have to do before you can even get to the main mission. Like, at this point, the job search is becoming the main mission. It feels like it doesn't matter how much experience you have, these companies might just go ghost on you. And unfortunately, now more than ever, it's actually harder to find a legit listing because companies are putting out this shit called ghost jobs. And basically what a ghost job is, it's just a fake listing. Now, why are they doing this? To be honest with you, I have no idea. Like, at this point, you're just wasting the applicant's time. They spend all that time filling out their information, make sure their application is perfect, just for the listing to not even be real. Now, how the hell do you even spot a ghost job? Apparently, there's a whole checklist. Like, for example, like the language in the job description seems generic. The title of the job is vague. The company email address doesn't match the one on the application. And when filling out an application, there's already a lot to worry about in the first place. But
that's another thing that annoys me. These freaking ghost jobs, bro. The reason they do this, and this to my, is to show, I don't know who they need to show this, but it's to show somebody that, like, you know, we are actively, you know, always looking for people. We even have the now hiring sign up on our building. But we actually don't want to hire anybody. We just want y'all to think we're hiring. Think we actually have people coming in and out of this. Well, not actually having people coming out. Actively hiring all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's a way of. It's another way of. I want to say promotion. I can't even think of the word. But it's a way to show, again, I don't know who, somebody that they are actively hiring and that, you know, they have people interested in the job. When in reality, they don't want to train anyone. They don't want to hire anyone. They're fine with the staff that they have, but they don't want you to know that. So they just have them there to have people waste their time, pretty much.
And now you gotta check all this bullshit to make sure you're not applying for a ghost job. And when you do apply for a ghost job, sometimes you may get a response back. And it will say some generic bullshit like, "Hi, thank you very much for your consideration in this position. However, after a hefty evaluation, at this time we decide not to move further with your application." Or whatever the fuck, I don't know. Or even worse, people's time could get wasted even more. And they'll get interviewed by a bot. And they may not even hear back from this supposed bot that interviewed them. So obviously when you first get on these job sites, you think there's so much open. You think there's so much shit available. But in reality, it's just these companies putting out ghost jobs. And when you do finally land that interview, after the trials and tribulations of the application phase, you gotta smell good at the interview. So get yourself some soap at usecheeky.com with code Birdie for 10% off your purchase. Tomorrow they're dropping their limited edition Chainsaw Man bundle. So if you want one, they will be live on Friday at 1 p.m. EST. And these sell out fast. So if you want to be notified when it drops, sign up for the email list at the link below. Now, of course, in the age of AI, many many employers use AI to review job applications. Like, obviously, they want to filter out the ones that are obviously ChatGPT bullshit. Like, they want to make sure nobody's just submitting a fully AI-generated application. But at the same time, AI is not perfect. It makes mistakes, obviously. The amount of times I've seen AI fuck up is just bad. Like, unfortunately, you may get an email from a company because they just reviewed your application using AI. Even though you put your heart and soul into this application, you're gonna get rejected by the company. And it's almost like automatic. It's like no thought was put into it. They just...
Also, YouTube is using AI to review channels, and I don't think that's a good idea because several people have gotten, in trouble because of that. And they've had to tag YouTube on a totally different platform. Crazy.
Automatically rejected that shit. Like, they just stuffed you in the paint, basically. It's that bad, bro. And when you do land an interview, a bot may even handle the interview process. And it doesn't matter how much your personality may stand out from the hundreds of applicants that you are competing against. The AI might still reject you. Like, it's one thing if you have ChatGPT help you with a homework assignment or whatever, but it's another thing if you replace human connection entirely with an automated review process. Like, that's just stupid. Now, a lot of companies are trending in the direction towards AI replacing jobs, and instead of having soul in whatever it is that they do, they're having an AI bot do it. So unfortunately, the reality for a lot of people in 2026 is they have to worry about getting their jobs replaced by an AI bot. Now, although AI can assist us with tasks in our daily lives and just make shit easier for us, that doesn't mean that you should take the human element out of something entirely. Imagine if I turned in a homework assignment that was entirely written by AI. They would tell me to pack my shit. I'm done. I'm getting expelled. But that's what these companies are doing by replacing jobs. Whatever they create is just becoming soulless at this point. Like, have you guys seen the Coca-Cola AI Christmas ad? It was absolute dog shit. Like, this has to be the worst commercial that is aired in years. And people lost their jobs for this, by the way. They really thought this was better than what people could create. Like, imagine spending 4 to 5 years in college to learn your craft, master your skill set, just for you to get replaced the moment you get a job. Like, I would be pissed, bro. I would be absolutely fuming. And it sucks because people were probably telling you how successful you were going to be right out of college or whatever. And it sucks that this is the reality for some people. And if you were to tell somebody this in 2025, they would tell you, oh man, enjoy it, bro. Unemployment is the life. People would have told you that you need to achieve peak unemployment. Now, unfortunately, during the job search, all you are left with is the unemployed lifestyle. When you have a job, usually you're too busy to watch TV, doom scroll, etc. But when you're unemployed, you may find yourself doom scrolling, watching TV way more often than you did to pass the time. And in 2025, it also became a meme on the internet to be scared of even filling out a job application. But some people may tell you that the unemployed lifestyle is fire, that doing jack shit all day is the move, but eventually it's just gonna get boring. The days of no showers, doom scrolling, or whatever the fuck are just gonna all feel the same. So eventually you're gonna want that job to give yourself a sense of fulfillment in life. But the jokes and the memes aside, for real though, being unemployed is ass. Nobody wants to have trouble finding jobs and shit. And unfortunately, this issue is affecting Gen Z more than ever as they enter the job search. All this shit going on with
why do y'all think everybody their mom is trying to be a VTuber? Not VTuber, oh my gosh. A YouTuber and Twitch streamer. Some people are trying to be oh my gosh, I can't even talk. Some people are trying to be VTubers too, but I mean like YouTubers in general. Why do you think everyone's trying to be a content creator right now? Because it's the only job that can't really, well, I mean, if you somehow manage to get paid from it, it's the only job that can't just fire you for no reason. And there's the earning potential from being a content creator is pretty much endless. The potential, not saying you will make endless amounts of money. I'm saying the potential is there.
Ghost jobs and AI replacing jobs, and it just sucks having to deal with that, along with the colossal amount of debt that you have to pay off after it's all said and done. And this college debt can sometimes take years for people to pay off. In some cases, people will just go because their parents told them to, and said that they will also have more job opportunities. Now, I'm all for furthering your education, but you do have to consider the financial stress involved, and also consider if your dream career even is in college. So you shouldn't do it if somebody's just telling you to do it. You should only do it if you truly believe that's what you want to do. But college is one of the many paths that you can take after high school. Watch this video about life after high school on the end screen. Just click on it.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm with Birdie 100%. This is getting out of hand. The joblessness is bad. And I didn't comment on this, but he was talking about how, like, you know, because I've seen this actually before. Like, some of these jobs be like, well, a lot of these jobs that you go to college for, they're like, well, you need at least 5 to 10 years of experience, you know, 2 or 3 years of experience before you can get this job. But the thing is like, how are you supposed to get that experience if no one's willing to let you in? That's the question. How are you supposed to get that experience if not a single person is letting you in? But anyways, great video by Birdie. Like I said, be sure to check them out. Thank you guys for watching. Want you guys stay safe, stay positive, and remember, be mindful.